Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Oh, Christmas isn't just a day. It's a frame of mind.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Merry Christmas, yada yada.
The Christmas trifecta. 3 Christmas. We're just working overtime on
We
Christmas.
did it. We
That's
made
crazy.
a promise to our listeners in our Christmas movie episode that we were going to record 3 episodes before Christmas. And this is the 3rd episode. Special edition for all you super fans, releasing on Christmas Day. So Merry Christmas to you,
Merry
yada yada
Christmas.
listeners.
Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you have a little time in the evening to kick back, relax with some eggnog, and put on your favorite podcast and just relax for a little bit, you know?
Yep. Turn off Christmas Vacation, turn off Elf,
Right.
turn off
Seen it
Christmas
enough.
Story. Yeah.
Stop
Put us
listening
up on
to
the big
Justin
screen.
Bieber.
Yeah.
Under the mistletoe.
Oh, man. Well, if you are watching, you might realize that we are wearing the same exact thing. That's because we just recorded our last episode. So we are actually kind of working overtime to get this episode in. We're not actually at home recording on Christmas Day, even though it might look like we are. We are not. But yeah, this is our 3rd, you could call it the Christmas hat trick, or the trifecta, like Book said. This is our 3rd Christmas episode for you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying the other 2. Don't forget to leave comments and follow us on Facebook, Instagram. There's always some rage bait clips that we like to post that usually works. We talked about that last episode, but yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys. Hopefully you got good presents. Hopefully you're around some family. Hopefully you didn't get any coal in your stocking. But we're going to talk about Christmas traditions this episode. And these aren't necessarily like your specific family. This could be an American tradition. This could be a world tradition. This could be something just your family does. But we've both got 3, so it might be a little bit of a shorter episode. But we've both got 3 traditions that we both enjoy doing every single year around this time. I do want to just shout out one of my... I have a question for you. Let me just phrase it this way. When you were a child, and hopefully no children are listening to this, but when you were a child, did you participate in Elf on a Shelf?
I think that was more... Steele, my little brother, think that became his thing. I want to say. I think that was more of a Steele thing with the Elf on the Shelf, because I don't remember it that much as a kid.
Yeah. So, Books' parents, if you did it, he doesn't remember it. I ask because it's that time of year where people are posting on Facebook and people are asking, like, there's new ideas coming out of what the elf did tonight or what it did last night or whatever. I've got a buddy that I work with that his kid is kind of starting to figure out, like, okay, wait, how is this working? And he asked, can we set up a video camera and can we record the elf and when they do stuff? And they're like, no, like they know when you have a video camera out, they're not going to do anything. So,
Right.
It seems like a fun idea to do,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like a month long. Like people do this the entire month of December or something like that. Like you got to come up with 24, 25 different ideas of what an elf can do. And some of them are like, an elf brings a gift every single night, or it brings a treat of some kind. Like, I ain't doing that.
What kind of parents are out here these days giving their kids 25 gifts?
Exactly. I got one gift. No, not really. I had a fun childhood, and we're going to talk about that with our favorite Christmas traditions. But I did want to ask if you were an elf on a shelf. So you're not doing it for your daughter, apparently.
No, we have not started the Elf on the Shelf, and she's really not even that interested in old Saint Nick just yet either.
Yeah.
She doesn't really she's like if she sees Santa on a bag or on at the mall or whatever, she'll point, be like, Santa.
Yeah.
But that's the extent. Like, he's just some guy, lives in the neighborhood,
Yeah, I think it kind of starts. It probably I bet it starts around school time. Like, you learn about it in school a little bit, probably. And your friends kind of talk about it. Your teacher kind of talks about it. Mm-hmm. But yes, we are going to talk about our fun traditions, and like I said, these could be family traditions that only you do. Maybe it's a certain meal that gets cooked. Maybe it's a certain event that y'all do every single year. You might have a big family Christmas that you do. But we want to know other people's traditions as well. So let us know in the comments, what are some of your favorite Christmas traditions? We're obviously going to mention our 3 each that we enjoy the most. But let us know yours and why and all the things. Leave the comments and tell us your favorites. So I'm going to start. Okay, I'll lead off with one of my favorite things, and this probably doesn't come to a surprise to most people who have been listening to a lot of episodes or even know me. But I thoroughly enjoy the Christmas candlelight services at church when everybody comes together. A lot of times, most churches nowadays, you've got the candle, and it kind of reminds me of the old communion before, pre-COVID, when you would actually pass the tray to each other. One person gets their candle lit, and then they light another person, and then that person lights another person, and that person lights another person, and then the entire auditorium is pretty much filled with lit candles. And a lot of times you're singing, "Oh Holy Night." That's probably the one that you end with those candles. But I mentioned last episode we didn't talk about our favorite Christmas songs. We just had one, but Mary Did You Know is my favorite. A lot of my favorite Christmas songs are the Christian-based Christmas songs. So being able to sing those, it's like a giant caroling service with a bunch of other believers, and it makes you remember, the reason for the season. And so I really do enjoy Christmas candlelight services. Nowadays, it's a good thing, but there's a lot of people that come to them. And so there's a lot of different services. Like the church that we go to here, there's one tomorrow night, the 18th, like December 18th. And so they start to have them early just because they want to be able to get everybody in. And obviously people have different Christmas plans and traveling. And you don't want, if you work for the church, you don't want to have to work on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and things like that, or if you volunteer. So churches start to have them a little earlier, but it really is cool to go Christmas Eve night and sing those songs and hear a quick little message about the birth of Jesus, because that really is the reason for the season. So I've got Christmas candlelight services as one of my favorite Christmas traditions.
There we go. That's pretty solid. I don't think I've ever been to a Christmas candlelight service, but that sounds pretty fun.
You need to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds pretty cool with the candles and everything. I don't think I've ever been to one of those, but yeah, that's cool. Before I get into my top 3, one thing that I'm leaving off because it's not super specific, and I feel like a lot of people do this. Maybe it's something I take for granted. Maybe a lot of people don't, but just gathering with family on Christmas. I do that's obviously like my number one, that's my favorite thing to do on Christmas. But it just wasn't very specific. So that's why I didn't have it actually on my list. But obviously, I'm lucky enough to have 4 different Christmases that I have to go to every year. My parents and Cecilia's mom's side or dad's side or stepmom's side. And so we go all over the place. Most of them are pretty back to back. And So, and of course, I might throw in a complaint on Christmas Day when we're driving to 4 different houses or 3 different houses or whatever it is. But I always enjoy gathering with all my family, all my family I grew up with, my extended family. It's always fun to get together and celebrate Christmas, and they all do it differently at each place, which is pretty cool. So gathering with family, of course, that's going to be my number one, spending time with family. But I don't have that on my list because it's not very specific. So getting into my top 3, one Christmas tradition that I've always really enjoyed, from the time I was a kid to still today, is building and decorating the Christmas tree. And we don't always I've never done a real tree before. I don't think my family ever did a real tree growing up. We always it was always for a long time, we had the ones where you had to put each individual branch on all the way around the tree. Like each branch, there's a billion of them, and you had to categorize them by the alphabet. You know what I mean? Like they're listed like that, how big they are, and you have to sort them first. And of course, half of them are so old that the thing's just ripped off. So you're looking at them like, is this the right size to put on this thing? And it was it was always fun to put on each branch as a kid and decorate it and kind of collect ornaments over the years. That can kind of be part of this. Is kind of each year we get each other different ornaments for the tree, and it's usually, I'll get like a Star Wars themed one or Harry Potter. People got me like different, like we even have a Dak Prescott ornament hanging from our tree right now. But there's a lot of different ornaments that we collect, so that's kind of part of this tradition as well. But just decorating the tree together, it's a lot of fun, and it's definitely fun as a dad now to just, because obviously she's not big enough to know what's going on, but just to see her look at the tree, like once it's lit up, like whoa, like lights, and so that's pretty fun, and I did always enjoy decorating the tree as a kid, and I still do. So we put some Christmas music on, you get some eggnog flowing, and it's a good time decorating the tree.
I like it. So let me ask you this. On your tree, so you said you collect different ornaments. So are your ornaments all random, or do you have like a set of matching ornaments mixed with them, or how do you do it?
We usually start with like a base of matching ones. So we'll have like a matching set of red and gold and silver ones that we, maybe a few green thrown in there, the balls, and then we'll hang those on there first, and then we'll put all the special ones on afterwards as like you want those showing because they're unique,
kind of filler spots with the special ones. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how we are. We have a set of red and gold, kind of different shapes, and some of them are striped red and gold, some of them are like glittered, some of them are just normal, and then we try to get at least one. We try to order one, like buy one around Christmas every year. And then, like, if we go somewhere, we try to buy an ornament from that place, like as a souvenir. Like this spring break of 2025, we went to Nashville, and so we bought an ornament from the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville. And so we finally got to put that on the tree this Christmas.
Nice.
But we try to buy one every year, so we don't have a whole lot because we've only been married 4 years. But we try to get one every year so that in 30 years, hopefully, God willing, our Christmas tree will be full of ornaments from all over the country and different years. And wow, remember this one from 2025? Like that was crazy to think about. So,
right.
Yeah, we've got different ornaments on ours as well. So are you your Christmas tree, is it multicolored lights or is it white lights?
So we just have the warm, I will say, warm lights. So the white, but they're like more of a yellowish. But we have those, and I feel like that's becoming a lot. I feel like what do the people call it? The millennial type of decorating, where it's like everyone
modern.
Yeah, modern. Yeah, sleek, a little more elegant, I guess. But the older I get, the more I kind of miss. Not that it's like trashy or something, but just like I miss the crazy
Yes.
Christmas colors because that's kind of what I grew up. Like
Absolutely.
My dad's mom's my dad's mom, my grandma's side of the family on my dad's side. She like their Christmas tree had tinsel coming out like crazy. It was like blue and red, and it was just maybe some pink on there. Like it didn't even matter. Just throw it on,
Yep.
wrap it up in a bunch of crap, and I kind of miss that, just like the over like not even caring about elegance, just fill it up with whatever,
Yep.
So that's fun too.
Yeah. Well, that leads me into my second tradition. Mine is more broad, but it's kind of a broader version of yours. Mine is just Christmas decorations, just decorating for Christmas. So we already kind of talked about the tree, but all cliche, stereotypical, like things you'd see in a Hallmark movie. That's what I want my house to look like. That's what I want my city to look like the entire month of December, if I can help it.
Right.
So my mother-in-law has a giant Christmas village that she puts out with it's cotton balls, but it looks like snow, looks like fake snow, and
Nice.
Christmas village, people everywhere, and houses with lights that light up, and a train that goes through a mountain, and things like that. Like that is cliche, stereotypical Christmas decoration, and I want it. Lights on the house, like we've kind of talked about that when we put them up, but I want multicolored lights on the house. I want it to be fun. I want it to be over the top. I don't want white lights that look elegant and pretty. I want fun and Christmassy. I don't want people to think. I don't want to be modern, and I guess I'm kind of like that in every sense. Like we bought a house last summer, and I swear 8 of the 10 houses we looked at were exactly the same. Like because it's just the trends. Like it's just how houses are built right now, and the way people dress and the way people cut their hair and all that. It's just trends. But the trend of, like you said, over the top Christmas decorations that we grew up with, nostalgic decorations, I want that on my house. We've got multicolored lights on our house. Our Christmas tree is white lights. We bought a Christmas tree when we first got married, when we had very little money, and so we haven't gotten around to buying a new Christmas tree. But if I could pick lights on my Christmas tree, they would be multicolored lights. I want it to be fun. I want it to be festive. I want it to look like Christmas.
We got a frosted tree this year, so that's pretty fun.
So that was another
get a little
question I
snow
had.
in the house. Yeah.
Okay, so you got your frosted tips on your tree.
Got some frosted tips, yeah.
Okay.
Not against the frosted tips. This is the first time we've had a frosted tip one.
Yeah.
But this is new, but it's pretty cool.
And you're a fan.
I like it.
Okay, interesting. I am not. I'm
Really?
not a fan. I want a green tree.
Just green.
Now, I might be able to live with some frosted tips, but like a solid white tree,
Oh yeah, no.
or like a green tree that's like basically spray painted white that you can
Yeah.
just barely see the green. Like I don't want that. I want
Yeah.
a green. I want a tree. I want a green Christmas tree. But yeah, multicolored lights, decorating a tree, Christmas villages, stockings over a fireplace, like with a fire going. I want if you were to watch a Hallmark Christmas movie and think that looks like Christmas, that's what I want in my house. So all kinds of Christmas decorations, putting them up. My wife usually does the indoor. We kind of talked about that already, but my wife kind of usually does the indoors, and I do the outdoor stuff with the lights on the roof and things like that. But I want it to feel like it felt when I was a kid. I want Christmas to feel that way, and it's hard, obviously, and as an adult, because you're not as innocent anymore. You have other responsibilities, like presents aren't as cool anymore. Like it's different types of presents, and it's not that huge of a deal. Our priorities shift, like you said. It's more family, and it's more being together and things like that. But I want that feeling of, I feel like a little kid. I feel nostalgic, and I remember what this feeling is like, and I want that feeling again. And I think Christmas decorations, whether it's the tree, the Christmas lights on the house, stockings, Christmas villages, whatever your Christmas decoration is, I feel like that is a not easy way to do it, but it is an efficient way of getting that nostalgic feel of being a kid on Christmas Day again, which that's like a saying at this point. Like, I feel like a kid on Christmas Eve when you're excited about something.
Yeah.
And as an adult,
that's when Christmas is the most magical. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's no way around that, but it is fun to recreate that through nostalgia and through, making Christmas kind of your own. Because at that time, you're a kid and you love it, but it's also like you're part of your parents' Christmas,
Yeah.
And now you kind of have to make your own once you become an adult. And what does that look like? Especially now that you have, a kid, like how are you going to make their Christmas? What are they going to remember the most about it? Start thinking about those things. But yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. Christmas lights, Christmas decorations. That's one of my favorite traditions. Even driving around and looking at them, walking through a neighborhood and looking at them. That's fun to do. That reminds me of childhood and nostalgia. So that's a fun one to do. Putting up Christmas lights, putting up Christmas decorations. So
nice. For my number 2, this was a tradition that I married into and that I used to dread. I will tell you right now.
Better be careful.
I know.
Got in-laws listening,
dangerous,
probably.
Dangerous. But now it's my second. Well, I guess it's in one of my top 3 favorite Christmas traditions. So coming around to it a lot. I have a great time with this every year now, but especially the first time that I was like anticipating it, I was not that excited because it was so new to me. Not new that I'd never done it before, but new in the sense that I'd never done it the way they do it. And that tradition is Christmas caroling. So, yeah, I see your face, and that's the face I made when she told me about what we were doing. But here's the deal. So every year, my wife's entire extended family, this is like 100 people.
I was about to say, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, 100, maybe more, over 100 people. They all get together and they go caroling at the same houses every year. Like, people expect them. But to get to these houses, you have to drive. You can't just walk through the neighborhood because they're pretty far spread apart. All in Fort Worth. And so, but the way they do it is they load everybody up in one person has a big truck with a big trailer attached, flatbed trailer attached to it. You stuff sometimes they stuff some square bales in that bad boy, and those are seats. And everybody and all these kids pack into this flatbed trailer, and we spend, hours upon hours driving 10 miles an hour across Fort Worth, just freaking to each one of these houses in the freezing cold. And we stop, we get off, and these people know to expect the family at this point. This is something they've been doing since my wife's grandparents were young. So it's like a 60-year tradition, something crazy like that, maybe more. But it's been one of those traditions that's been passed down, for like 60 years. And so these houses expect us to come. They have a bunch of treats ready. Some person will cook like a big like classic Mexican dish, something warm, like soupy, you know what I mean? There's always something like that they'll have. Another house will have some hot chocolate. Another house will have like coffee and just like some snacks and stuff to get to the kids, and chocolate and all this stuff. And so it's cool. But when I was anticipating it and hearing this for the first time, I was like, that is a lot. And there's a lot of people. And I don't like being in huge crowds of people for very long. And it sounds like I'm going to be stuck in the back of this trailer with 1 million children, and of course, half the family that comes to this event, you only see them here and Easter. and that's it, because they're that big of a family. And so I don't know, like, half the people that I'm with, you know, because I only see them twice a year, and it's like, you're vaguely familiar. How's it going? You know, and you don't get a chance to talk to anybody really, but it's like, it's a cool tradition now that I've been a part of it for years, and I've seen, you know, what it means to the family, and especially now, what really made me come around to it was, of course, when we had MJ, and what it means for my father-in-law to be able to hold MJ while we go to all these houses that he went to as a kid, and sing Christmas carols with her and all that stuff. So it is a pretty cool tradition now that I've warmed up to it, and then after it, so we go across Fort Worth, we sing all these north side Fort Worth, we sing all these carols, and then we get back, right? Everyone's frostbitten, and we go back into Cecilia's aunt's house, Thea's house, and we sing Happy Birthday. We have a birthday cake, and we sing Happy Birthday to Jesus.
Nice.
And it's a good time. We have a birthday
Nice.
cake that everybody gets to eat, and they all sing Happy Birthday to Jesus, and they also sing Happy Birthday to Jesus at every house, which was hilarious the first time I heard it.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, you know, like, reason for the season right
Right.
here, like singing Happy Birthday to Jesus. That's not something I've ever thought of doing, but it makes a whole lot of sense now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, so it's a fun tradition. It was terrifying the first time I heard that we were doing that, and I've slowly warmed up to it, and now it's one of my favorite things I look forward to every Christmas. So Christmas caroling around Fort Worth with 100 people, that's my number 2.
So it sounds like I made that face when you first said it, but the more you described it, it does sound a little bit better. And when there's a bunch of people, it's not like as bad, I guess. The caroling part sounds like the least, like the best part. Everything else sounds like riding in a trailer with hay bale, like across Fort Worth. Like, that sounds a little sketchy.
Right, and we also go. So we get this. We go to the fire department and sing carols for them.
Okay.
Like always at the same station, and
Yeah.
then we have to cross like a freaking highway.
Yeah.
And so they block off the highway for us, and a whole 100 people in this family drive across the highway.
Really?
And they know every year that the fire department's going to block off the road for them. And
Okay,
so
that's
it's
pretty
pretty
cool.
It is cool.
That's
It is
pretty cool. That sounds pretty fun, and it's impressive. Like that tradition is impressive to have.
Yeah.
You know, you think of, you know, even if it was just our family, like if with all the Lowe's got together,
Yeah.
like there's not 100 of us, but there's a lot, and that's almost like impossible. Like, you have to make sure that's in a schedule, and it works around everybody's travel plans and works around everybody's in-laws' plans.
Somebody's got a big flatbed and a truck.
Yeah.
Who's
Like,
driving?
that's
Who's blocking off traffic with flashlights? Like, it's quite the production.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a pretty impressive. That's pretty cool, I will say. That's more than caroling. I mean, obviously you go and you sing songs and it's caroling, but like that's a cooler tradition than just walking around knocking on doors and singing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" and "Give Me Some Figgy Pudding." No, that's pretty cool. And to top it off with "Happy Birthday, Jesus" at the end. That's pretty cool, and having some cake. So I like that one. I'm not a big caroler guy, as I'm sure you could expect, but if it was a bunch of people and it's a yearly tradition, you go do the same thing, I think I might be able to get on board with it.
Right.
But yeah, I like it. All right, my last one, my third one. This goes into my last statement about I want Christmas to feel like it did when I was a kid. My parents did an awesome job, obviously, for me to want Christmas as an adult to feel like it did when I was a kid. So I stick with that point for my third tradition, and that is getting up super early to open presents.
We're one and the same.
Okay, good.
That's my last one too.
Because you're not a get up early morning kind of guy, or at least you weren't in college, like everybody probably.
Right.
But man, this is like, I don't want to sleep half the day. It's Christmas. I want to get up and I want to open presents and I want to hang out with family and I want to play games and I want to light a fire and I want to eat breakfast, and then like I want to play. If it was a toy when I was a kid, like I open the present and then I want to play with that toy the rest of the day. Like as an adult, if I get
and you want to build in some time to get to play with your new toy before you got to go do all the Christmas activities.
Right, exactly.
Like go to families' houses and all that stuff. Like you want a little bit of time slotted in, you know?
Yeah. And like I said, like, I mean, once again, it goes back to being a kid and Santa. Like you want to see if Santa came and you want to see what you got from Santa. And if I wake up at 4 a.m, I'm that's the first thing I'm thinking of as a kid is, oh, did I get what I asked Santa for?
Yeah.
And now
I'm setting my internal clock for 4 a.m.
Yeah,
just to make sure I wake up and it's there, you know. And then when I was growing up, Santa, so Santa didn't wrap his presents, and we only got one big Santa present. That's how it worked in our house, and he filled the stockings.
Yep.
But he always he got one big present, you know, that was like the big one, like the one, you know. And it was never wrapped. It might have had like a bow on it or something, but it was always just like out, and you're like, whoa, you know, there it is.
Yep.
So that was always pretty magical as a kid to see that.
I'm assuming our parents probably talked when we were kids, because I was the same way.
I guess so.
We had other gifts, like other small wrapped presents.
Yeah.
But we had our one big, you know, Santa gift. It was never wrapped. Our stockings were empty when we went to bed, and then when we woke up, they were full, and they were sitting right next to our Santa gift. They weren't hung. They were sitting with it. So yeah, like that's what I want as an adult for it to feel like. And now, you know, it's kind of shifted. The reason for getting up is kind of shifted. It's not so much anymore, I want to play with my Santa toy. It's more, I want to watch, like I've got 6 nieces and nephews on my side, and then we've got 2 on Lacey's side. We're about to have another one on our side. Like, we're going to have a kid. So now it's more like, I want to see their reaction when they open their presents, and I want to play with them and their toys, and I want to watch them, you know, experience what I experienced as a kid. I want to watch them experience it now. And, you know, my grandparents come, like Nanny and Pawpaw come, and Yo and Granddad come sometimes, and so now great-grandparents are getting involved, and it's just fun to get up early. It obviously is, it's kind of a hassle at first because you're an adult and these little kids are little kids and they're super excited, but you're also an adult and it's 4 a.m. Like, you're going to be in a mood sometimes.
So do y'all I guess all 3 brothers stay with your parents for Christmas?
So I mean, it's probably going to start shifting. Hopefully it doesn't, but it's probably going to start shifting. This year we are.
Okay.
We'll be at Mom and Dad's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Yeah. You know, with a wife as a nurse, sometimes they work Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So luckily she's not this year. But yeah, we'll all be at Mom and Dad's with all the nieces and nephews. But like I said, getting up early. The older I've gotten, the more of a morning person I've become. Like, I don't mind getting up early because I hate sleeping until 9 or 10 because I'm like, well, there was half the morning. Like, I just wasted that. Because I wanted to sleep.
I love getting up early when I have nothing to do.
Absolutely.
Like, that's always the best feeling. Is like, 100%. Man, this is so much day ahead of me, and I've got like no responsibility. It's like a Saturday morning. We're not doing anything, and I can just chill for a little bit.
Yep.
You know?
You can wake up, like the sunrise. I think I've mentioned this maybe on a podcast, but the sunrise is the most peaceful, like, time of the day. So if you can get up and you can witness that sunrise or be outside, if it's obviously a nice weather, if you can witness that and you've got a cup of coffee in your hand, there's nothing to, like, you have no stress that you're looking into or preparing for that day. and that's what Christmas is. You're not gonna, unless you got other things that are super stressful, which hopefully you don't. But that's what Christmas is. You wake up, and it's the best day of the year. There's nothing to stress about. You're with your family. You got good food. You're opening gifts. So yeah, getting up early to open presents. That is my. I don't think I'll ever not do that. Even when I have our daughter and that'll be I'm looking forward to the day where she opens our door and jumps on our bed and says Santa came and things like that. Because that's something that I experienced as a kid. I specifically remember being the first one up one time when I was a kid, and my older brothers were asleep, my parents were asleep. I was the first one up, and I was the one that woke everybody up. Like, come on, we got to go open presents. Like, this is what we've been waiting for. We got to see if Santa came, and so I want that for my kid. I want that for my nieces and nephews, and I still want that as an adult. I still want to get up and open presents for the same reason that Christmas lights and decorations. It's just something you did as a kid, and you loved it as a kid, and so you continue to do it as an adult and pass that tradition along. So
Heck yeah. That's one thing that was really different when my wife and I married, because her family, they do super late Christmas Eve, like into Christmas. Like they stay up late, and then that was their big party, was Christmas Eve. And then Christmas was like, you kind of like slept in and had a lazy Christmas. You got up when you got up, and then you could do the presents and stuff whenever everybody was up. You know what I mean? Like, there was no urgency on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
It was like the fun was on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And I was like, and that was one thing where it was like we had to, but I told her, I was like, hey, for my daughter, you best believe I'll be up at 4 a.m. Right.
Yep.
So I'll be waking y'all up if she takes on that tradition. I'll be waking y'all up at 4 a.m.
So how do y'all do? You go to all of your Christmases on Christmas Day?
So no. So we do. Usually we'll do her stepmom's side of the family, maybe on the 23rd. Sometimes, possibly the 24th, and then. Christmas Eve, we'll always do her dad's side of the family. And then my side of the family is Christmas Day at lunch is when we all gather at, the Lowe's. And then Christmas Day in the evening is when we do her mom's side of the family.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of spread out from the 23rd through Christmas Day. It's all kind of stretched out across that.
Yeah. We're more... Like when we're somewhere, we're there for a couple days if we can help it.
Gotcha.
So we'll try to stay the night with in-laws, or we'll try to stay the night with mom and dad. Now we have to do it. Not have to. Now we want to do it more because, like they live in Arkansas, so if they're going to come all the way down, they're not going to just come for lunch and go back. Like they're going to stay for a few days, and we don't get to see them a whole lot. So we want to see them, and we want to stay the night and play games with them and catch up with them. Like, I haven't seen them since summer. And so, like, I want to see them. And so, yeah, when we do it, we try to stay for at least 2 nights if we can help it. This year we got blessed with, like, Lacey's not working for 4 days, 22nd until the 26th. And so she's off for Christmas and Christmas Eve and stuff like that.
Nice.
And then, so we'll do Christmas Eve, Christmas Day with the opposite of who we did Thanksgiving with.
Okay.
So like we'll go this year. We went Thanksgiving with my in-laws. So we're going Christmas Eve, Christmas Day with mom and dad.
Yeah.
We'll flip it next year, and we'll go Thanksgiving with mom and dad, and then Christmas Eve, Christmas Day with the in-laws. So
we're lucky enough that everybody's still like 30 minutes one way or 30 minutes the other way. It's all kind of central to the DFW or that sort of area.
Yeah.
When I say lucky, I mean we do a lot of driving.
Right, yeah.
but at least we get to see everybody, and we don't have to make compromises when it comes to that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But
well, there you go. There's some of our favorite Christmas traditions. It all pretty much stems back to Christmas as a kid was really, really fun, and we want to keep it that way. and then obviously Jesus.
Right.
Those are kind of the two overarching themes of our Christmas traditions. So mine were candlelight services, Christmas candlelight services. You said you've never been one. If listener out there, you haven't been to a Christmas candlelight service, I highly encourage you to go find one. It is a pretty powerful, pretty moving service. It is church. I mean, it's Jesus, which makes sense. It's singing, it's caroling. It's like you'd think at a church, but it's also a powerful. This is the reason we're doing what we're doing. Everybody's kind of on the same page, and everybody's with the same mission and same belief. So it is pretty powerful. Christmas candlelight service, and then decorating for Christmas lights, decorations. I am 100% on the go all out with the craziest decorations, the multicolored lights, the big tree with a bunch of ornaments. I don't want the elegant, clean, sleek Christmas. I want the nostalgic kid Christmas, all the stereotypical stuff. And then my favorite one that I'll always do is get up early Christmas morning and open presents and start the day early so that you can get as much out of it as you can.
There you go. Mine were decorating the Christmas tree, kind of just decorating in general, but mine was specific to the tree. That's always fun growing up, and still is. So I got decorating the tree at number 3. Number 2, Christmas caroling with the whole Cortez gang, all 100 of us driving around Fort Worth in the freezing cold on trailers, Christmas caroling, fun stuff, and then singing Happy Birthday to Jesus after it all. And then, my number 1, waking up on Christmas morning way too early and waking up everybody in the house and going to see what Santa brought and starting off Christmas Day with a lot of day left. So that's still my number 1.
All right, so obviously there's a bunch that we probably left out. So we do need the listeners' help. You've got to let us know what did we miss. I can think of a couple, right? Like gingerbread house. I know people build gingerbread houses. Well, you said caroling. That was the other one I thought of. But going to look at Christmas lights. Maybe people go skiing every year. Maybe people like go tropical and they take a cruise every year. But just let us know in the comments. What did we miss? What are some traditions that you like, that your family does? Because it might be a new tradition that we start if we like it enough.
And obviously watching Christmas movies, but we already talked about movies, but that's another tradition we got to do. So
right. Yeah. So let us know in the comments. Like us on Facebook, Instagram. Obviously we're on Spotify and Apple. Still working on YouTube. YouTube is a different animal for some reason. But you can watch us on Spotify. There is a misconception out there that Spotify costs money. Spotify does not cost money. It is free. And so you can watch us on Spotify. You don't have to. You can just click audio on Spotify. But if you want to see our beautiful faces and our Christmas apparel, I've got my office. Michael Scott gets the oven mitt T-shirt. I've got that T-shirt on.
I think I've worn this. I think I've worn this for all 3 Christmases.
Yeah, you have. Brooks has 1 Christmas sweater, and it's Star Wars.
It's my only Christmas apparel. It's just freaking Star Wars. There we go.
Oh, man. But yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, Instagram, we're everywhere. You can find us if you want. Spread the word. But Merry Christmas, everybody. Hopefully you're around family right now, or at least you were. Hopefully you got what you wanted for Christmas. Safe travels to everybody if you're flying, driving. Hopefully you're listening to this while you're traveling. But hopefully everybody has safe travels to and from where they're going. Don't forget the reason for the season. Jesus is the reason for the season. Thank goodness he was born. Maybe we'll get to see him again one day. But Merry Christmas to all you yada yada listeners.
Merry Christmas.